welcome to the 2015 Multicultural Story Fest. My name is Lisette Torres, and I'm a senior here at Juniata College. I am from Cuenca, Ecuador, and I've participated in the program twice before, and now I'm honored to be the MC for the event. Before starting, I would like to give you a quick background for the event. The Multicultural Story Fest initiated in 2012 as an opportunity for the international students to express their creativity and talent by sharing a dance, a poem, or through art. Due to its enormous success, it's becoming one of the Juniata's greatest traditions. I will also want to remind you that this event counts as a part for the Peace certificate, so you can sign up for it in the back. I will also want to invite all of you to participate in the different acts that the students have prepared for us today. So let's start. To begin with the program, we have Ken Selesky, Marisa Woodman, and Carla Carrasco, who will be performing the drumming to a traditional Ghanaian rain dance known as the babaya. So please give it up for them.
In Ghana, culture is a term used to describe traditional drumming, dance, and song performed by culture groups. Ghana gained independence from the British in 1957, and with the decades that followed, wished to re-embrace its culture and traditions. Over the years, the tribes all migrated, and with the mixing of tribes came the mixing of cultures, traditions, and rituals. Music and dance, as an integral part of tribal everyday life, was seen as a way of preserving tribal identity. In modern Ghana, music is divided into distinct genres, including traditional folk music, preserved to its ritualistic heritage, culture music, a hybrid of traditional and modern folk music, high life, pop music of the 60s and 70s, gospel music, modern religious music, and hip life, music of the current Western-influenced generation. Culture is so important in Ghana's developing cities because it connects the young generation to its cultural identity. Traditional dances performed are forms of storytelling, documenting historical events or recounting ancestral folktales. Some of the popular ones are the Adzobo, a war dance, the Kibli, a religious dance, and the Bamaya, which we'll perform for you today, which is a rain dance.
The Bamaya is a dance of the Dagmamba tribe from northern Ghana. This is an outrageous display of men dressed as women in a dignified, graceful, and thoroughly campy celebration. It marks the end of a great drought that occurred in the 19th century and was ended as men dressed as women to ask the gods for help because prayers by women supposedly get a quicker response. We will now be playing two renditions of the Bamaya. First, we will display what it sounds like, and then we will be asking you to join us as we pass around shakers, and you can also sing along.
And so, in conclusion, Ghana's culture is comprised of many different genres of music, all of which play an important role in the daily lives of the people of Ghana. The traditional music which we just performed for you today is for the youth of Ghana, because Ghana wants to help them preserve and help them find their cultural identity. We hope that you've enjoyed this very brief look into an element of the Ghana culture. And now, we would like to invite you, the audience, to join in with us as we reprise the Bamaya. Now, before we do this, I think that it would be important to go over pronunciation. So if you would please repeat after me. Bamaya. Okay, now, as you can see, we're also handing out shakers. And I'd also like to point out, if any of you are feeling ambitious and would like to sing with us, when you sing, it sounds something like this. Bamaya, bamaya. So if any of you are feeling, strong, feel free to join in with us. For those of you who have the shakers, as we're handing them out, we would love if you would shake along to the rhythm of the song and really just feel the spirit. And for those of you who don't have the shakers, if you feel like clapping along, that is also highly appreciated. So without further ado, please join us as we reprise the Bamaya.
Representing the Scottish culture through the unique expression of poetry. So please give it up for them.
Hello everyone and welcome. The spirit of this story comes from the rolling hills of the Scottish countryside, the same hills that poet Robert Burns called home in the 18th century. Please, if you will, close your eyes and picture green grass, the greenest you've ever seen. Picture yourself wandering through the rocky crags and misty moors of 18th century Scotland. Picture the sun shining through the clouds after a fresh rain, and listen closely for the sound of bagpipes in the distance.
We are going to recite a poem in Scots language written by Robbie Burns, or Rabbie Burns, as he was also known in Scotland. He is a national poet of Scotland and is a major cultural icon for Scottish people. He is known simply as the Bard, or as Scotland's favorite son.
Burns' poetry celebrates the intricacies of farm life, regional experience, traditional culture, class culture and distinctions, and religious practices and beliefs. His brilliance and achievement rests in the hearts of Scottish people. In some of his most celebrated works, he writes in Scots language, which has become less decipherable by the majority of his readers, both then and now, because of the influence of English language on popular culture, a shift that began back in 1603 with the Union of the Crowns, when James VI of Scotland became James I of England, and continued in 1707, just over a century later, with the combination of the Scottish and English parliaments in London.
Some say Burns remains the national poet of Scotland because Scottish literature simply ceased with him. He is so revered among Scottish people that they celebrate Burns Night annually with Burns Supper. Traditionally, they'll eat a meal of haggis, neeps, and caddies.
For those of you who may not know, haggis is the meat, neeps are the vegetables or turnips, and caddies are potatoes. Now, we will recite a stanza of the first poem in Scots and then in English. We will then invite you to recite the final stanza to test your skill with the Scots language. Oh Jenny, dinna toss your head and send your beauties awe a breath. Ye little ken what cursed speed the blasties maken.
They winks and finger ends, I dread, are notice taken.
And now English. Oh Jenny, do not toss your head and lash your lovely braids abroad. You hardly know what cursed speed the creature's making.
Those winks and finger ends are notice taken.
Now, it's your turn. We need 3 volunteers,
and we can help you pronounce words if you may get lost. So, 3 people.
Anyone?
Yeah, come on up. Two more. It's only 2 lines.
Anyone else? It's not that hard, I promise. Oh, there we go, Professor.
Doc, would you like to try?
I think we got the third.
Alright, so. For our audience, the poem's also written on the sheet behind me, so you can feel free to follow along. If the 3 of you would like to take a spot at each of the mics. So we'll have you read the first line.
Okay. O Wad, some power the giftee gias. To see ourselves as others see us.
It wad free money, a blunder free us, and foolish notion.
What heirs in Jason, gate wad, levas, and Eve devotion.
And would some power the small gift to us, to see ourselves as others see us.
I would from many a blunder free us, and foolish notion.
What heirs in dress and gait would leave us, and even devotion.
Thank you.
This poem is inspired by the story of a wealthy woman at church who is sneering at others for what they are wearing. Little does the woman know there is a louse or lice crawling around her hair and around her bonnet. Everyone at the church is amused watching the louse running around through the woman's hair. They're especially amused by the fact that she has no idea what's happening. The moral of this poem is that we should see ourselves through the eyes of others before we judge others.
Thank you.
And now it's turn for Stephanie Chero, Alexandra Bogatsky, and Brianna Riggleman. Business students will be reciting a Kenyan poem in its native language with its translation in English. So please welcome these guys.
We chose this piece because we wanted to bring a poem to life by reciting it in its original language along with its translations. Stephanie will be reciting in Swahili and Brianna and I will echo in English.
The poem is from Kenya and highlights the responsibility of a woman to her family, her country, herself, and humanity. The roles that she plays makes her the backbone to the East African cultures.
There are moon shapes and mountain shapes underneath your chair, so you can take a second to find them. Some of you have them. I'm sorry, too many. So throughout the poem, as you hear the word moon, mwezi, or mountain, mlima, you can raise up your piece whenever you hear them. And those pieces are yours to keep in a memento of a Swahili word. Bega kwa bega.
Side by side.
By Alamin Missouri.
Baridi inaingia kutoka mlima mwa Kenya. Na upepo unavuma misitu ya Nyandarua ukipasua.
The cold from Mount Kenya has entered, and the wind blows, cutting through the forests of Nyandarua.
Lakini mimi ni mwanamke wa Kirinyaga. Baridi sitaisikia, chochote sitasikia.
But I am a woman of the Kirinjara Mountains.
Baridi sitaisikia, chochote sitasikia.
I don't feel the cold. I don't feel anything.
Isipokuwa sauti ya ardhi yetu, nchi yetu, pole pole ikinililia.
Apart from the sound of our earth, our country quietly crying for me.
Nyumbani, kuponda unga kuna tusubiri, kuchuna mboga kuna tusubiri, kuchanja kuni kuna tusubiri.
At home, the grinding of flour waits for us. The peeling of vegetables waits for us. The chopping of wood waits for us.
na watoto siaba nao pia wanatusubiri.
And the children who are not few, they also wait for us.
Lakini kumfuata mume wangu naendelea, nchi yangu kuipigania, utu wangu kujirudishia.
But to follow my leader, I continue to fight for my country, to return to myself, my humanity.
Lala mwanangu, lala, lala unono ukinisubiri.
Sleep, my child, sleep. Sleep tight while waiting for me.
Mwezi utakapoinama nitarudi, nikulinde, nikuamini.
When the moon rises, I will return. I shall protect you, I shall guard you.
Juu ya mlima mwezi umejaa, umechotama na huruma ukitutazama.
Above mountains, the moon has become full. It has knelt, looking at us with sympathy.
Njia ni ndefu mno.
The road is too long.
Muda ni fupi mno.
Time is too short.
Lakini kumfuata mume wangu naendelea. Bega kwa bega nasogea, utu kukomboa.
But to follow my leader, I continue. Side by side, I approach, redeeming, saving, liberating humanity.
Among the opening lines of the poem, it says that the woman is from the Kirinjar, and it refers that she is from the tribe of the Agapuyu. Women have always been influential in this particular tribe. Their creation story begins with a man and a woman who God gave them the land. They were given 10 daughters who make up the 10 clans of the tribe. In the beginning, women were the leaders of the community.
Today, women are no longer the chiefs of the tribe, but they still continue to have spheres of influence. During the revolution, women would hide the revolutionaries called Mau Mau in their homesteads. In fact, my grandmother was one of those women. In more recent times, women continue to rise in the political field and in the home as in many other cultures. They hold everything together. If they don't agree, nothing happens.
And the ending lines, side by side, I approach, saving, redeeming, liberating humanity. This refers to the collaboration of people. Bega qua bega literally means shoulder to shoulder. So in essence, one person to another. In these days, we often forget each other. Let us go. Side by side, shoulder to shoulder, redeeming, saving, liberating humanity.
And now, to continue with the program, we have Sierra Melish, Kirsten Rabinowitz, and Kabrina Rinkan, and Rachel Carnicelli representing the Indian culture, specifically Indian clothing Indians. Please help me welcome this group with an applause.
Hello, everyone. Today we would like to share two aspects of Indian culture with you all. Those two aspects being traditional clothing and dances from the festival of Navaratri. First, let's begin with Indian clothing. Sierra is wearing a Cheniya choli, which is a traditional Indian clothing worn by women of India. A Cheniya choli keeps Indian women warm during the heat and the impacts of the sun. It is comfortable to wear and very stylish. And many younger women prefer to wear a Cheniya choli as opposed to a traditional sari because it's easier to assemble and put on. Rachel is wearing a Punjabi. It is also a traditional type of clothing worn by women in India. A Punjabi gets its name due to the fact that it was originally worn in an area of Punjab in India. A Punjabi is mostly worn by younger Indian boys and girls. Both the Punjabi and the Chennai Choli are worn at a festival called Navratri.
Navratri, which means 9 nights, is one of the most celebrated Hindu festivals where men, women, and children of all ages gather together to celebrate togetherness in the Indian culture. Navratri is a symbolic celebration of good over evil and is a special day dedicated to the goddess Durga. Those who attend Navratri offer prayers, sing songs, play games, dress in colorful traditional clothing, and dance.
And today we will be showing you 2 types of dance styles that are enjoyed at the Festival of Navratri, and those 2 are Dandiya Ras and Garba. First, we will begin by showing you the 5-step Dandiya Ras. Dandiya Ras is an Indian dance that symbolizes the fight between the goddess Durga and the mighty demon king. This dance is also referred to as the sword dance because the Dandiya sticks represent Durga's sword in battle. Now we'll show you a small portion of the 5-step Dandiya Ras.
चांद आया है ज़मीं पे आज गरबे की रात में छुपा है वो यही कहीं पे आज गरबे की रात में अरे ढूंढ ढूंढ शर्मा रहा है वो तो बात है जो आया वो अरे मौका है ये कहने सुनने का मौका निकलने में तो
So that was the 5-step Dandiya Ras. Now we will show you another type of dance style that is enjoyed at the Festival of Navratri, and that is called Garba. And specifically, we're going to show you the Baitali Garba, and Baitali stands for, it means 2 claps. So after we show you a small portion of that, we'd like to invite anyone who wants to join us to come up here and join us in the Baitali Garba.
Okay, now anyone who's interested can come up and join us in it. It's really easy, you just saw it, guys. So you're just going to step your left over and clap, and then you face the center and snap behind your back, and then left goes behind, you clap, and then face the center and snap. You just keep moving around in a circle.
Thanks again, guys. And now I would like to present to you Fatima Huma, who will be representing the Arabic culture, and she will be performing a poem called My Mother's Coffee. So please welcome her.
Hi, my name is Fatima Jamal. I'm a senior here. I'm originally from Bahrain. I'm wearing my traditional dress from back home. I will be reading a poem called My Mother's Coffee by Mahmoud Darwish. He's a well-known Palestinian poet. He's also one of those displaced people who no longer have a home because he's traveled so many times and he's been involved in the opposition of the Israeli government there. So this poem is mainly addressed to his mother, but in a lot of his writing, his mother is his home country, so Palestine. And it will be in Arabic. So it goes like this. إلى أمي أحن إلى خبز أمي وقهوة أمي ولمسة أمي وتكبر في الطفولة وأعشق عمري لأني إذا مت أخجل من دمع أمي خذيني إذا عدت يوما وشاحا لهدك وغطي عظامي بعشب تعمد من طهر كعبك وشدي وثاقي بخصلة شعر بخيط يلوح في ذيل ثوبك عساي أصير إلها أصير إذا ما لمست قرارة قلبك ضعيني إذا ما رجعت وقودا بتنور نارك وحبل غسيل على سطح دارك لأني فقدت الوقوف بدون صلاة نهارك هرمت فردي نجوم الطفولة حتى أشارك صغار العصافير درب الرجوع لعش انتظارك. So he's basically saying, Mother, embrace me when I return home, so I can belong and live that childhood that I never had. Thank you.
Thank you again, Fatima. And now it is turn for Navirosa Ali and Cassandra Bagram, who will be singing the national anthem. They will be representing the Pakistani culture. So please give it up for them.
Hello everyone, I'm Navroza and she's my friend Cassandra. And I'm here to represent Pakistan's national anthem. So this national anthem was written in 1948, right after Pakistan's independence from India. And this talks about what is in the flag, the star, the crescent, and the colors. And then it talks about the fraternity, brotherhood, and unity within the state and the nation.
A distinguished Myanmar singer of Shin Desen sang Shambebo Leidut Dal, translated to English, I am the fermented black beans, a popular Myanmar song where the singer invites his friends to visit a peaceful and beautiful town. In this performance, Tira will be singing with the company of her friends Casey Laffin, Samantha Yamamoto, Laura Vernon, Aisha Cole, and Juliana Supli, who will be dancing to the melody of the song. So please welcome this group of presenters.
Hello everyone. Last year in the Multicultural Story Fest, I was showcasing the roles of Myanmar clothes on Myanmar women's lives. Today I'm going to sing a song. Here are my friends who will be dancing. Some of them are from last year. Without these friends, this performance could not have happened. So I would like to give my gratitude to them for helping me in these consecutive events. Thank you. Would you please give them an applause too? Thank you. There's a definition saying that fashion can be the identity of a culture, and I would like to add something to that definition. And I believe that food can represent a culture too. In the song that I'm singing is called Shambebo Regional, which means I'm the fermented black beans. Fermented black beans are popular in some Asian countries such as Myanmar, China, and Korea. In Myanmar, fermented black bean is considered a type of ethnic foods and consumed mostly by Shan people and ethnic Chinese people. In this song, the singer is narrating about his ethnic foods and his hometown, Shan State, located at the east side of Myanmar. He said he wouldn't mind people call him the fermented black beans because that is the root of his culture. Through the lyrics, he's inviting his friends to visit his hometown, Shan State. As a person originally from Shan State, I would like to invite you to visit this place, a very beautiful and peaceful mountainous place. Once I invited my American friends to visit Myanmar, and he replied, "Myanmar has so much unrest right now, I don't dare to visit there." I'm not denying that we are suddenly having wars on the borders of Myanmar, however, it's safe inside the country. I really don't want you to miss the trip traveling to Myanmar, especially Shan State, just because of the exaggerating media report. Okay? Here is a taste of what you might see when you are in Myanmar. And during the performance, as a part of the audience interaction, you are welcome to clap along with the beats that Laura is making. Okay, let's start. မျိုးရကျွန်တော်ဟာလေးရှမ်းပဲဖို့ပါပဲခင်မင်းနဲ့အားလုံးကိုလေးလာလဲစိတ်ချင်းလေးချမ်းအေးတဲ့ရှမ်းမျိုးကိုလေး လာကျွန်တော်တို့မျိုးကလေးကိုလဲထောင်ရောက်လာပါလားလို့ဟန်ဆောင်မှုကင်းတဲ့ဒီနိုင်ရင်မာရဲ့ရင်းနှီးရဲ့တို့ရှမ်းမြေအော်ရှမ်းတဲ့ပုတ်လို့ခေါ်ခြင်းခေါ်ပါစေဒါကိုဝင်မြူနိုင်ပါဘူးလေတကယ်ဆိုရှမ်းမျိုးရဲ့ဒီရဲ့မျိုးရကျွန်တော်ဟာလေးရှမ်းတဲ့ပုတ်ပါပဲခင်မင်းနဲ့အားလုံးကိုလေးလာလဲစိတ်ချင်းနဲ့ချမ်းအေးတဲ့ရှမ်းမျိုးကိုလေး
That the dresses that the girls are wearing were designed by Sita, who kindly offered them as a present. And now, please welcome Masataka Mizuno, Colton Halbach, and Brian Neri. They will be presenting an interactive activity to celebrate the Indian holiday of colors, Holi.
Hello everyone. Today we would like to introduce you to the Indian festival of Holi, which is also known as either the Festival of Color or the Festival of Love.
Holi is an annual religious and socio-cultural festival celebrated on the day after the full moon in the Hindu month of Falguna. Holi is primarily observed in India, Nepal, and other regions of the world with significant populations of Hindus or people of Indian origin. The festival has in recent times spread to parts of Europe and North America as a spring celebration of love, frolic, and colors.
During Holi, Hindus attend a public bonfire, spray friends and family with colored powders and water, and generally go a bit wild in the streets. It is a time of disregarding social norms and celebrating the triumph of good over bad. And it is a time when man and nature alike throw off the gloom of winter and rejoice in the colors and liveliness of spring.
So, in the spirit of further understanding this cultural event, we'd like to invite you to celebrate Holi for the next couple of minutes for an interactive activity. Up here on the easel, we have a blank elephant. We chose an elephant because they are very respected animals in India that are seen as a symbol of power, dignity, and intelligence.
With the paint that we have up here in small cups, we'd like to invite each of you to come up if you would like, well, maybe not each of you, but some of you, and finger paint a word or two of your favorite thing about spring or something positive that you want to celebrate. Then, after you write your message, we would like you, if you would wish to come up to the microphone and share what you've written by repeating the phrase, "My name is," and "Today I am celebrating,"
play and be creative. And then when we're done, we will have a beautiful, colorful elephant to hang up and remind us of a new season of new beginnings and positivity. So,
Come up.